to record this direction for a change. So you can see those beautiful golden leaves behind me. It's not raining, so we're not under the little cover today. However, it's a beautiful, beautiful autumn spring day. So I still have my scarf. Those of you might need, I'm going to be moving and I'm going to get us moving. Hands are a little bit cold though this time of year. If you're coming out, you're doing it outside. Gloves and a coat to start with. Obviously you can take things off as you need to, but I feel quite warm. That sun is really lovely and warm. However, that wind is got a little bit of a nip to it. So one of the things, 5 tips for the autumn that can help you in general, not just qigong based, is scarf. Now you might think, well, that's a bit of a no-brainer, but the reason that we wear and we protect this, the neck areas with the wind mansion here, we have lots of acupressure points here. In the summer, we're opening up, this is the summer position, we're opening up this, we switch from this yin and the yang switch around, and we're expanding our energy and our wei qi and open to that. In the winter, we're bringing that in, and we want to protect our immune system, build our immune system, and our what we call the wei qi in qigong. So this is a really good way to do that. Scarves, hats, another one. I haven't got a hat on, but you can wear hats and jackets. So another thing, symbolism of this season is dryness. So drinking lots and lots of water. Now I would recommend, because I love my lemon water first thing in the morning, but a little hack for you, for those of you that it's getting colder and you want something warm and you don't like that, especially my water comes from the fridge, it goes through a what do they call it, light where it clears it. My brain is a little bit this morning. Infrared I think it is, but it's cold because it comes straight from the fridge. So one of the things that you could do is, you have, like, people talk about having hot water in the morning with their lemon and their honey. One of the tips that I always remind people, you don't want that hot water, it can be warm, but you don't want it to be boiling, because the properties, although it's a pleasant sensation to have the hot water actually, if it's boiling, will kill the antibacterial properties that you want going on from the lemon. So you can boil the kettle and you can allow that to sit for a while, so it's still warm, perhaps drinkable, like drinking temperature, before you put the lemon in. So that's hydration, that's that tip number 2. Also any creams, I'll put it up on TikTok, or I'll put it up somewhere on my social media, but I've been starting to do my facial, mini qigong facials again. So we'll work, and we'll do a video separate from this one, where we work through and we tap points that bring get the blood circulation, and sort of almost like a gasha, and you can do it with the gasha tool if you have one, the jade rollers and the little spiral crystal thing. But basically we're doing that with our fingers and working on the points on the face, and then you can add into that into your skincare routine, so you're hydrating that skin being on our body, so you can do the whole body as well, although we'll just do a video of the facial. You're working with the skin and this organ that is our biggest organ of our body, so we make sure we're protecting it by putting stuff on. So using your own creams, oils, obviously stuff I would recommend would be natural. And little quick plug here, I signed up to start endorsing Neil's Yard, as I've not endorsed any other companies. I'm a bit funny about Vimagy, I speak about a lot as well, and not affiliate with them, but I am kind of now with Neil's Yard. The reason being is they're a UK based company, and I like their ethics, it's in line with mine. So just so you're aware, and for full transparency, I've put up on my social media like a link, and if you order through that link I do get a little small commission. So, but the reason that I am supporting them is because I like the fact that they're working to be sustainable. They make things here, and they won't, if something is like in a harvest, if there's not enough of it, they will like sort of suspend that for the time being. They won't like overtake, which is the first rule of thumb with any kind of foraging, and they work in harmony with nature. And actually they've been doing this, I found out this is one of the things I loved, they've been doing this since the 1980s. So they're one of the first people in the UK companies to be certified organic. So that's just that little plug and tangent. So, but you use, I'm not saying you have to use them, use whatever you have on hand to hydrate. And obviously then using the tapping, using the points to work with your facials, you can do this. And when you're putting on your cream in the morning, as this third tip for hydration would be, visualize that light and connecting with your chi. Make it a bit of a chi massage, and that would be one of my fourth tips, is meditation in the morning, taking time for you, taking a moment to stop. We had yesterday in the UK, the clocks changed, so there's this sense of now it's darker in earlier, you can go to sleep earlier. Part of that routine and your healthy habits would be the other tip, getting rest. The natural body at this time of the year wants to be asleep for longer because it's darker and shorter days. So we should be kind of, as I said, we're open in the summer and then we're contracting in the winter, bringing our Wei Qi in. So you can do that with practices indoors, you can take your practice indoors. Although I'm continuing to make the most of our lovely scenery, if you book the class online, you get the recording sent to you, and obviously members get the live. And I have, over the last few weeks, been allowing this video to be public on my YouTube channel as well, like it is today. So welcome if you're joining me, and if you want to continue, obviously we have the classes, price of a coffee shop visit to be a member, and yeah, there's loads of other stuff in there. You can go check it out, no obligation. There are a free option as well, so you don't have to be a paying member to get access to my stuff. I have created thousands and thousands of things that are there to support people that haven't got the money to help themselves with things. Just waving to a friend over there, Helen. Right, so let's get started. Nice widgie pose, so that's nice bent knees, feel the centre of gravity, bring the hands down, just into mountain pose for the moment and connect, because I've lots of talking. I'm going to reset. So this is about resetting. The autumn is connected to, as we've spoken before, metal season, pulling out the impurities of what is the large intestines and the lungs that we work with predominantly. This month in the energy report, I've been adding in the lymph massage that we've been doing in some previous classes. Right now we're going to go from this open, beautiful sun, open and receptive to beautiful energy, and we're going to bring it in, hold over the heart, just breathe, connect with your breath, beautiful leaves like blowing across the field. In fact, let me show you while you're breathing. Yeah, I can really. You see those leaves over there, if I can zoom in? Racing leaves coming our way, just breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out, and feeling your hands on your heart. Beautiful, racing across, they're like little specks of gold. Like that golden sunshine, autumn sun. Inhale and exhale on the beautiful leaves of the trees. As they're turning this beautiful golden autumn colour. Whiz that out. Okay. So keep that breath flowing. And from here, we're going to take that into spinal cord breathing. So we're going to take the hands down, and we're going to get this little bend, slight bend. And then the hands come up and they open and they're up. And looking up to the sky, nice eyes closed. That elongation of the spine. We're activating our immune system acupressure points here as well. Holding for the moment. Holding down. Now, if you have any issues, like I have a rotational cuff injury, so just go easy and listen to your body and whatever feels right for you. So you might not be able to get as high, you might not be able to open up, you might have to just do one side, but feel into what feels right. This is about a lesson in learning to listen to our body over everything else telling us stuff. It's about what is right for us. You know deep down what's best for you. I'm just reminding you of stuff, I'm sure. Like breathing in, breathing out, holding that breath at the top, nice breathing in, exhale, and then from here we're going to slightly change that move into candles. So then the hands come up, and the hands are like little flames of candles, and stretch through the body. Bring that down, pulling in, still getting that nice rotation and stretching of our spine, lumbar, coming down. And I want you to add in the visualization that you're reaching up like you see the trees. Once their leaves have dropped off, you can kind of see those the bare lungs of the branches, and they're reaching up in the sky still, standing strong. They're allowing the winds of things around them to fly through and pass, like you saw those leaves brushing over the fields. And we're bending, shifting with what needs to happen. The other thing about autumn is it's about letting go. So we want to be open and receptive to this higher stuff, but we've sort of got this protective energy going on. So we're feeling our filter, our 12D filter as I like to call it. And from here, bring the hands here. We're going to take them out to the sides. Bring the backs of the hands together. Bring them back and then lean up. So we're pushing the shoulders back. Inhale, exhale, hands come together, they don't touch, they spread out to the side, up to the length of the shoulders, floating back down, and this time the backs of the hands come in, and they don't touch but they come up the centre column of the body, come round, open and expanding those shoulders, get that lymph moving, coming down, coming together in the centre, spreading, coming out, inhale, exhale, backs of the hands come together, exhaling through the nose in qigong breath, bringing them up, inhaling as you come up, coming and expanding those lungs, exhaling, coming together, palms coming apart, backs of the hands coming together, lifting up, breathing in sync, expanding, pushing the shoulder blades together, and come down the central column. Bring the hands just in front of you over the lower dantian. Step in. Just feel bamboo in the wind for the moment. Feel the structure. Where do you need to let go? Where do you need to rebalance in your life? What needs to reset? It might just be as simple that, for example, my classes are a perfect example of this. As the weather changes, obviously the way I do them will change because of the seasons. to allow for that. So it's going with the flow of what needs to be done in our life. The shifts, the change, the universe, God, source, whatever you resonate with is telling you those shifts that need to change in you. It may be that perhaps your practice is changing, or early sleep nights, going to bed slightly earlier, it's darker, we're getting up and it's dark, so we need to move our body because it can get stuck in this, oh, I don't want to get out of bed, it's so dark outside kind of thing, shorter days. That certainly happens in winter, that the pattern gets stuck, and we need to work with the right and left brain and to restructure that. From here, just step out, we'll start in the middle and then we go wider, and then we're going to come in, we're going to get these hips moving, our balance of our body, and just rotating, so in rigid pose and rotating the hips, rotating through, and as you're doing that you're stirring a cauldron, a pot, energy flowing from the top of the head all the way down the spine, the central column, and just right at the bottom you're drawing with your bottom of your spine like a pencil or a pendulum. Think you've got more of a pendulum going on there, and you're creating that energy, that space for you, time for you. We're connecting with our magnetic fields. We have 2 different spins, and then we want to go the opposite direction. This one will feel weird. So step out into horse stance. You might need to bend the knees if it's easier. If you've never done this kind of rotation in this space, you might feel like the muscle memory's not there and you feel a bit weird. So rotating, and you can feel the top of the spine. So you want to tick the pelvis round. If you have any joint problems, just listen to the body going slow. You can still do like a little bit of a movement and a lean with the hips, just kind of point in your seat, and in the opposite direction to whatever you just did. The lower back. Rotate again. So this one feels even different. So we're rotating the hips still. You bring your hands up to the spleen and just hold, or you can have them on the hips if it's easier, whichever feels comfortable. Little small circles. And the opposite direction. Good. We're moving that body, warming up, getting the circulation around the body. We're going to do that and pump some lymph. We're going to lift up on our toes, and we're going to bring the hands up and down, up and slowly down, up, slowly down, up, slowly down. Inhale, exhale, pumping those calf muscles, pump that lymph back up. The body and the circulation. Laying down through the night, through sleep, we're getting up, we're getting moving, we're getting that. Especially great for if you sit a lot of the time, you can get up and have a little break and do this from your desk. You only have to do a couple, you'll feel it in the backs of the thighs. And from here, lift those hands up, link them together and lean to one side. Feel that stretch all the way up the side of the body. And again, if you've got arm problems, listen to your body. Inhale at the top, exhale over. I guess someone's smoking. Someone's like petrol, I think they've got their car idling. So not wanting to inhale a little bit. Yeah, someone had their car running. petrol fumes. Exhale down the side. And then when you get to the shoulder length, we're going to take a nice forward bend. So breathing in, slowly bending over, feel that lower back. Exhale down, go deeper, listening to your body. If you can only get to here, that's fine. If you can go deeper, inhale again. Exhale, reaching down, feel that all up the backs of the legs. And then slowly coming up to center into Wonder Woman pose. Inhale and feel. If you don't know haven't got the sun on you where you are, I've got the sun directly on me. Just imagine the sun on your face, standing in your power. The virtue for this season is courage. It's courage to let go of things, to make changes, to see the changes all around us, to allow sadness and grief, which are associated with the emotions of this season, but the courage to move through it, to make these changes, and that virtue, that strength to make shifts. Allowing ourselves, if we need to, let the sadness flow the tears. So just take a moment in Wonder Woman pose, because this is your courage, your confident pose. There's a whole TED talk on this particular pose. Nice bent knees. Inhaling and exhaling, and feel, where do you need your courage in your life? Where do you need to make changes? In a moment we're going to do the archer, and we're going to focus that courage. So think about, what do you need courage for? What do you need courage for intentions for? What do you need to let go of in your life? I call it, one of the things we did with the members, and I learned this from Brendan Bouchard, the top renowned life coaches in the world, having a drop list. So it might not mean that you drop stuff forever, but you might need to drop certain things that you do, and to make time and allow space for other things. So in Feng Shui principles, it's the same. Like, if there's no surfaces in your house, the saying is, then there's nowhere for money and things, abundance, to come into if there's no space. So you need to make space. And if you take your hands from your hips and make a fist for me, and think about when we're holding on to, what are you holding on to? Literally squeezing really tight in your life. These things that we're holding on to, we can't pick up anything while we're holding on to stuff. So I want you, metaphorically and physically, we do it at the same time for those that got Fantasia. What you're holding on to, that's represented in your life. And I'm going to, just to show you with a hand, more as a visual for you, holding on to the leaf, holding on tight. Take a nice deep breath in, and you can tense the whole of your body at the same time. And we're going to let go, and we're going to release it physically. Feel the tension releasing from your hand, from your body. And the pretty symbol that my cousin did on my hands at her Diwali event at the home where she works was beautiful. Letting go, seeing where the light is, allowing the light of clarity to come in, and feel that through the body. Letting go, just feel into the body. Just stand. We're never just standing, as I'm always saying, when you close. Feel your balance, your centre of gravity, your toes, your feet. Even if you're sitting and you're not standing, feeling your sit bones, your posture, your shoulders. I feel mine need to come forward and feel nice straight spine. And then we're going to take the leg out. You can do this just with the arms if you are sitting. Lift up, opening up this part and the lymph in there. We get that also going at the same time. And step to the side. Doesn't matter if you're doing right or left, just swap over after. Opening up the hand. You may well be mirroring me. Then taking the other hand, it comes up, comes round, and pulls like an archer. And as you do, lean to the side, tension in the bow, but we're working with that tension and release. Inhale and exhale, release. Taking the feet back in. Hello. Doggies come to see us. Oh, careful. Okay, come there. No, in again. Take the other side out. Hand and arm comes out. Other hand comes round. Pull. As we pull, we lean. Making sure that this knee doesn't go too far over your foot. Stretch through. Tension. Release. Where is it you want to bring your focus, your attention to? Arrow point. And then bringing that back to center. And again, think of the things in your life as we do this that you would like to focus on. So what is it you want to do for your work, for your love life, your health, your wealth, and release. Bringing hands back to center, open. Inhale and pull that bow. Arrow flying. Release. Center. One more of these before we move to the brain. Pull and release. Love these guys. This is the team. And coming back to center. And now we're going to it's a little bit of grace, what's called the brain. We're going to move our feet together. We're going to take 1 foot forward. We're going to bring our arms up and round. We have our feathers. Feeling our feathers as if we're about to take flight wherever we're flying to. Sky's the limit. Coming up. If I'm not going to be blown over. And bending down. Coming down. And then lifting the leg and balance. So this season is about rebalancing, balancing on that center foot, also looking just at somewhere ahead of you, and then bringing that leg behind you and taking your feathers out, opening up the chest and the lung points. And as we bend over, we're going to do it from here as well. So on this leg, coming down, bending forward, feeling like we're taking our feathers like a swan around us. Inhaling up and lifting. Inhale, hold that balance, holding with the wind, don't blow you over. And taking it back behind us. And then bringing both our feet together, and then we're going to come forward. This time, do the leg we just did, lifting up. Again, in crane first, and then this time stepping forward, coming down and bowing with grace, having the courage and the grace to tackle what we need to. Inhaling, coming up, and lifting that leg up behind us. Lifting that leg up, in front of us. Don't do as I say, do as I do, is the opposite. Bringing balance and feel that strength through that thigh. And then placing that leg down and coming down. Right, we're going to do that one more time, and we're going to polish that. So flying up, lifting the leg up. Inhaling. Ooh. She says the wind here, it's a bit like ooh. And placing it behind you. Bringing the arms up. Feel the feathers ruffle underneath. When you need to lift in your life to get flight. Coming down. Bending over the knee that's there. And coming up. So you might be using your brain in a way you haven't done before, lifting the leg and balancing. Bringing that leg behind you, stretching the chest open, and then bringing the hands flowing, coming down. And then bring that up, back to centre. I'm going to come forward so you can see me. From here, we're going to bring that leg up again. We're going to rotate those ankles. So where, and then the knee, where in your joints, where in the, what I call them in my live, the choke points, where are the choke points in the structures that you have, opposite direction, and then from the hip, rotate, get that, and then we want to go through the joints as well at the same time, so you're lubricating the joints, rebalancing all of the body. And then do the other leg, rotating and around, and then from the knee down the hip, and in rooster, rotating round to centre. Arm comes elbow, think of the elbow, and lifting up your feathers. Bringing the hand round and down. So palm is up, facing down, scooping round, coming back to centre. Opening, closing. Opening, closing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Getting slower. Inhale, hold, lift the hand up behind you, and then bring it back around. This time we're just twisting, so start with that rooster move, lift the hand up behind you, opening up this part, which might be a little bit, you have a rotation of the degree, you'll feel it a little bit, the stretching, listening to your body with what's right, don't over-push it, bring it back down. And we're going to take that into a little rolling movement with the hands to do similar little twists on the spine. So we work with our large intestines and massaging those internal organs, helping with the other things when we're detoxing, we're shifting what we're eating and we're eliminating, we're also letting go on a physical way of certain foods and toxins in our diet when we reset, which is a really good thing to do if it resonates with you, if it's something that you follow as you move through what we call Samhain, the Witch's New Year, and this time of when the vow is thinner, to honouring the fact it's a sacred time. So, but not as a tool, but as a deeply, profoundly thing that you're called to do. If it's something that resonates with you, don't do it just because everybody else is doing it and you feel that you should. You could do it. It's something that is helpful. I find that I have always, around this time, it's a really good time to work with my body and listen to what my body is telling me, to fast if I need to. So, okay, so take your hands if you're holding a ball in front of you and standing in our bamboo, and we just want to lift the hands up. Inhale, and taking it up, still palms facing till you get to about here, and then that one comes down to heaven and earth, and you stretch through, and then twist behind if you can. If not, stay just stretching in front. Listen to your body, and then bringing that round, coming down, rotating, swapping sides, lifting up, rotating the palms, stretch, and then rotating round, down, and centre. breath nice and slowly. Try not to rush. Work with the rhythm of your own breath. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling. And take that ball as if you're going to take it down to the ground. We'll rotate, scooping up this ball like you are taking a ball and running it across the surface of a beautiful still pond, lifting up over the head, allowing it to come down into windmills, hands up, and rotate down, take it all the way down. As you're doing this, so as the hands are coming down the body, I want you to envision this beautiful golden light of this season, this yellowy, bronzed, liquid plasmic light falling down around you, and lift that up from the ground. Feel that courage of the earth, that stability, that strength of how the earth just takes in all those leaves that are falling away from the trees, and it totally transmutates it into nourishment. All of the crap in your life falling away, lifting up from that, feeling lighter. There's no heaviness for all those leaves you've been holding, all of those things. They're letting go, and then feel the nourishment coming up from the ground, from the roots, as it's alchemized and becoming your growth points. What have you learned this season and in coming down? So where are we? How are we with time? Oh yes, let's get into our meditation. So let's take your feet hip width apart, hands on hips for the moment. We're just going to rotate through and look behind, make sure we get a nice massage of the colon, internal organs going. Nice little tap, and tap the Wei Chi. So as you're doing this, it's like we're tapping a cake and the bubbles coming, which you think about coming to the surface of the skin in the blood, set vessels, Wei Chi, your immune chi, regenerative cells, and coming then going down the back, lingering behind where energy gets stuck, behind the knees, where we may well be less inclined to bend, where we have resistance in our life, and then coming round and coming up the inside over the ankles and round, and then just palms and head. You don't want to hurt yourself, just in the creases of the legs, and then coming up to the lung points and start to, like the Donna through the gorilla, gently tapping on the thymus, our kidney meridian linked here, okay, 27, and then out to the lung points, and then coming down with one arm, lingering at the elbow, inner elbow, and then round, up, and on the opposite side, and then just tapping the shoulder. Pat yourself on the back. You've just done a little workout, and we have done, it may have been very gentle, but we've kind of worked the full body. We've got the blood pumping and our immune system, cellular regeneration stuff going. I just want you to then just tap on the stomach round like a wheel. And this is the different like wind mansion points that we have here, acupressure points. And then round the other way. So this is linked like you have reflexology on your feet. There's loads of points on your belly that link to the body, the kidneys, and different aspects. So we do this So the organs are all there, and we were working with the lungs and the large intestines as well. So just coming to a stop, put your hands here. We're going to focus our chi, rotating gently, little bend, and then the opposite way, and then just come into little centers and stop over the lower dantian and the belly. And you can either stay there standing in that pose to feel like the tree, or you can take yourself to a comfortable position while we pull our card and do our meditation part of our class. I'm going to walk over and take a seat so that I can sit and pull today's card. But whilst you're there, just breathing gently in through the nose and out through the nose. Feel in bamboo, which is the pose that you're in, if you're standing, feeling the center of gravity. It's how you muscle test. You just feel into your soul, your being, this now moment, honoring any thought forms that come up and feelings that you may need to take note of, and do this throughout your day, your week, especially this week. If you don't do it ever again, just really do it this week, as there's much energy around that will be showing up for you, that will be magnified to help guide you, your own inner being's guidance. So the cards I've got, this is the Chinese 5 elements, because I think it fits really wonderful with our qigong. But these are one of my favourite packs, I have to say. So let me do the visualization first, actually, just breathing in, breathing out. Now, for any of you that are familiar with one of my favourite authors, I have many favourite authors, I'm sure you do too, Dr. David Hamilton, and I had the pleasure recently of getting to hear him speak again in Canterbury, and I love hearing him. I'd heard a lot of what he said before, but I just love how he blends science, and this is what I love to remind you about, the current peer-reviewed science about creative visualization and using visualization in your life. The power of your mind is amazing. So just knowing, I did a little post, and I want to share this again with you in case you're someone that doesn't or aren't aware of this. So Vision Lahani from Mind Valley is the first where I heard of this. Talks about a study that was done, I can't remember which university, whether it was Stanford or Harvard or one of the American big universities, and they were looking at a bunch of cleaners in a hospital, in a hotel, and basically they had, and just breathe through this, so they were all told in these different groups what they did in their day. They measured their weight, they measured their, like, all the heart things, and it was a controlled study. And then they went and they did their normal job, and the only difference was they were told, when you make a bed, you burn X amount of calories. When you walk up these stairs, you burn this amount of calories. When you do all stuff that they did anyway. And then they went back and they looked over this period of time, and the ones that were told that they burnt calories, doing what they'd done always, lost weight, just by knowing that the action they were doing was burning calories. They lost weight. Isn't that amazing? So just by knowing when I'm telling you about this movement, this twist, it's massaging your internal organs, even just the knowing that does that when you're doing it, when you're walking. And if you're struggling and you're finding our class is a bit of a stretch, one of the things I recommend after eating, in my Healthy Habits class, we've been asked to do this after our meals this week, is to take 100 steps. Actually, that sounds like a lot, but it's not that many. I just did it like counting, walking through the house, and I do at least 1,000 steps just in my normal day, and I consider myself quite a sedentary person. I sit and I'm on the computer. So I want you to think about this as you're visualizing as well. I think it's to the science. The brain doesn't know the difference between you imagining it and it actually happening. So if you're struggling in class with a movement, I want you to visualize. Don't think, oh, I can't do it, I won't come. visualize yourself doing that movement in its fullness. Even if you're not physically doing it, you will get a benefit from having that, as long as you consistently do it, like every day or every time we do the class, you do that, you'll start to see a difference. So you actually have to spend the time visualizing. You can't just do it once and then go, oh, there, I can do it. You do need to actually do it for the muscle memory through the visualization to take shape. So that said, as we pull a card, the same thing. What do we need to know for this beautiful week ahead with Samhain and our autumn season ahead of us, in the highest good for all of us, me included? Woodbird, rest and retreat. If you want to open your eyes and look at that beautiful card for a second. It's a beautiful, she's in a bath, she's surrounded by blossoms. So let's take ourselves to that bath right now with the woodbird. You got that image there. I want you to imagine that you are going to step into a beautiful tub that's filled with the scent of rose. And if you've got rose at home, if you've got Fantasia, if you get the scent, that will help trigger with helping you if you can't use your imagination in that way. So use actual things and senses to spark that. So it's a little bit of a thing linked back for the rose balm I use, but you can use anything. Roses, if you've got roses, smell your roses, but imagine, if you can, that scent around you and what it feels like with the soft petals of a rose. And we're going to sprinkle those into this beautiful tub, this bath. It can be if you want it to be outside in a lake, you can create that space in your mind. We're going to go to this beautiful sacred cleansing area, and I feel that that's the theme that this card is giving us for this week. We're going to make little things we do, if we feel called to, sacred. We're going to honour our bodies as sacred, honour ourselves as sacred, what we put into it. But think about cleansing off negative energies. People think about this as a dark time, but it's more about bringing the light and focusing and honing the light, and then the darkness around comes clear, and that darkness actually highlights what is the light, because it's easier to see that light in a dark sky. You can see the stars clearer when you're in somewhere that's got less light pollution. So visualizing that it might not be water, maybe you're seeing it just the flowers coming down and over you, and you're feeling that soft fragrance just embodying around you. Maybe you don't like that smell. If you don't, then take another one. And I'm thinking cherry blossom is another one, working with our auditory factory remembrance that could help. And if you have those, you can use those and redo this at a later time. Allow yourself to feel your breath and your heart. And like a rose, breathing in through your heart, as you open the lungs and you breathe in that oxygen, and it goes round through the blood and pumps through the blood, and the heart is pumping. I want you to think about the heart like a breath and like a rose that's opening, expanding beautifully, feeling these autumn sunlight coming into you, feeling and connecting, like you're surrounded by that. And if you don't like floral, just think of surrounded by beautiful colours, pinks, lavenders, and the birds here to me, I think that's a swallow. I will read you what she says as well after. The bird is a swallow. To think about their messengers, birds. We think of like the magpie, one for sorrow, two for joy. It's a reminder and a warning to reset you on your path. And one of the things I said about the energy of this month is about being tripped up to stop us from falling down the hole. And I'll go into that at a separate, where my own experience of that at a separate time. But the lovely yin wood is soft, it's adaptable, it's gentle, but it can be too accommodating. at the expense of losing the self, especially in the presence of the bird's pure yin metal, which we're in that season. After all, loves to charm and indulge, but can be harsh and overly critical with the self. This is a reminder for you to be aware of your negative self-talk. Where are you being critical in your life? I want those patterns, those thought forms, to you start to become aware where you're being self-critical and where that can be what you're releasing and you're letting go of for this season. This card serves as a reminder for you to take better care of yourself. The wood bird pillar, the yin metal, is the earthly frequency in a dominant relationship with the yin wood. It is the heavenly frequency, and it illustrates how easy it is to fall into self-destructive cycles. So it's easy to think, oh, it's winter now, I'm not going to go out, I'm not going to go and do my qigong, or I'm not going to go for walks because it's raining, or like you don't feel the same, there's not as much incentive, but you can adapt how you do this. You can adapt what it is you do and how it is you do that, and you take that time for you. Like walking outside may not be an option for you, but walking around the house, walking up and down your stairs, making different choices. And in our relationship with ourself, this is about not the ego self, but how we listen to that ego fear self. Take time to return to yourself before you burn the candle at both ends, remembering now those dark nights. It's not an excuse just because we have lights and we can work late to do so. It's a reminder that we do need to rest, like the seasons. So yin wood is the heavenly frequency, illustrates how easy it is to fall in those destructive cycles that feel good now but doesn't serve you well in the long run. It might be you might like staying up late at these times, binge watching stuff because you're inside watching telly, and kind of get stuck into old patterns of what you would do. You might go and eat loads of sweet treats or start to eat. Be still aware. You don't have to do because other people are doing. Do what's right for you, not because others are doing this. It's important that we really listen to what's best for us, and that is different. What's right for me may not be right for you. It's what's right for you, and you learning to listen to what your body's needs and what your body is telling you. So like we said about stepping away from a busy life, you need to rest and retreat to replenish your spirit and your energy. Reschedule your appointments if you need to take what my daughter calls a mental health day, if you like. Take that nap, sleep in when you need to. Move your body slowly. Qigong is obviously great for that, but do what is right for you. In a world that constantly tries to push and hurry you up, pull back and slow down, your higher self will thank you, and you will recenter the world, and the stronger and calmer. You'll always realize that having missed out on much while you were away. So the message from heaven in the yin wood is to get its strength from gentleness. Treat your mind and your body gently to improve your well-being. The message from earth is the yin metal is to highlight the self-care. Nourish your mind with the words that inspire you, your body with vibrating foods that awake your chi, your life force and your spirit, and activate and bring you back to the present moment. It's definitely about honouring this present moment. When we are in this space of autumn, it's the reminder that it can be a bit sad that things do fall away. Friendships, cycles, things that maybe not be the right path for you. As I know with the energy that's been flowing, we're being put back on the path that we're meant to be on. So visualize yourself right now, as I said, with that beautiful scent of rose, stepping into a warm bath, inviting, cozy, taking a moment for you to breathe. And I'm going to do that with you now, for those that you find it hard to visualize. Just breathing in through the nose. You can place the hand on the heart. Make sure your feet, if you're sitting and you're in bamboo, just feeling that balance. Inhale through the nose and hold. And exhale slowly out through the nose. And then we're going to, the next breath, you can take the hands up the sides and bringing them round and lift them above you. Inhale, and we're going to make the he sound for triple warmer, and just go inhale, he, coming down, rebalancing all of the systems. He, and this is a good one to do before bed. He, one more. Visualize that metaphorical water, the cleansing energy wrapping around you. I'm going to send some Reiki symbols to do that for you. See the blossoms of a cherry tree, smell blossom if you can. I'm going to send that psychically, the smell of cherry blossom, the smell of rose, whichever you resonate with. But this relax into the olfactory senses. See if you can telepathically pick up this scent that I'm sending your way in your now moment, wherever you are. Don't worry if you can't. And that energy of the colour of this beautiful, loving pink energy wrapping around you. And I want you to the havening technique, to take your arms and hug yourself. This resets. And just breathing in, feeling that love, that self-love. We work with our serotonin levels, hormone levels in the body, that cuddle hormone. Feeling loved. Even if you don't feel that way, know that the universe feels that way about you. You are enough, you are loved, you are amazing. Each and every one of us. None of us are perfect. None of us pretend to be perfect. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to learn. And this is a reminder to rest. So feel Reiki flowing down like rain, like a shower, a bath. Feel the wind blowing out the cobwebs. Certainly feel it as they literally, as the leaves blow across, beautiful greens and golds, that heart energy of the green, and all of the frequency that comes with it, and that gold, feminine, nurturing energy that's flowing down. And it's not about giving, not even about me giving energy. It's me reminding you the universe has your back, as Gabby Bernstein, Scott Packard would say. The universe is there for you, whether you call it God, Goddess, universe, or source, or you just plugging into your resetting your nervous system. Whatever resonates, just feeling that. Tub of rose water. Feeling like you are in a sacred space with your inner being and yourself. And whatever guidance that inner being is telling you, listen now. It may come to you in the next days, weeks, or months, but it's listening, it's there. If you're asking and you're more open to receiving, saying you're ready, you're open to receiving that highest guidance, and thankful for it, bringing in that gratitude. feeling that gratitude around you for you. Nice deep breath. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then just rubbing the hands together, the important acupressure point here. And we're going to take that to our chin. Wash away any bits of rose that are stuck in our hair from that bath, that tub. Needs to make you smile. Bring them down behind the neck, under the neck, to the heart, around the top of the chest, down the sides, onto the back. A little rub, the heat of the hands on the back, and down the side of the legs, and flick that off. And then again, rub it together, bring it up to the face, just breathe, and slowly drop the hands down into prayer position and opening the eyes when you're ready, if you haven't already. You need to take fist and bow. Thank you for joining me. Take a moment to read the comments. Hi, hello all. It's very windy here though. Oh, it's just those blokes. That's fine. I don't know why there seems to be loads of men that seem to be like coming to watch a meditation class. It's I found it a bit weird, but I tuned into this on an energetical level, and I feel that actually I call them out on it, and that some people would get really angry with it. I don't necessarily get angry, but I remind them that your energy and my energy isn't about giving you energy. It's not about me. Although I send love, I send that love in the sense that we're abundance, and I remember and remind you also that love doesn't come from me, it comes from the universe, it comes from you, that we are all connected to it, we are all one. So I see that light in you, and I bow to that light which is in you. I register that there may be dark stuff recentering around some of these men that come on. So if you see the comments, and thank you to the guy. I noticed as well some people have been defending me in the comments with regards to this, so blessings and thank you for that. But I don't feel threatened by that energy. I feel they're here for a reason, because actually I might trigger them with something I say. There's something there for them to learn. They're obviously, by pushing that wanting attention energy on to someone, they're asking for that reminder that actually I don't need that protection. I know I'm naturally protected for one, but that you need to realign. So I think it's important to know that. So yeah, to ignore that. So yeah, you do get these crazy blokes that think this channel is for like watching a woman, which I find a bit weird. But anyway, thank you to my Patreon members for joining me. Love and blessings for your week ahead. A little bit of housekeeping to finish. So we will be working with the Salmain energy at the end of the month. I'll do a nice workshop for you guys, and if you are a patron, then obviously we have our meeting on Friday. I look forward to seeing you there. There will be a recording if you're unable to make it in person, and invite you to do that. Take some time. If you can't join, that's fine, but take some time for you, and remember this is about, the card that we pulled for this week is about rest, recuperation, the reset, the vow obviously, and I will go into try and get up November's energy report for you. If you are not a Patreon member and you want to join and you want to have access to these recordings which go up in the membership area, along with my video report and the printable report for all of the sort of little helpful tips and certain qigong bits that you can do and you can utilize to help you with the energy weather and shifts that are happening at the moment, then you can join for the price of a coffee shop visit and have access to the workshops yourself. So thank you for your time. Love and blessings. I'm Teresa Jande, Tree Heart Art Design Authentic. Love Authentic Me on YouTube and Facebook pages of the same name, as well as Nature Van Love Live Lead, which is where I honour all those businesses that I feel are helping our environment and with sustainability. So have a fabulous week. Thank you for your time. I might leave this up. I've left these videos are normally private, and obviously I've had them public for the last 4 weeks because I feel that the public are in need of this to help us through the energy shifts that are happening. So I will continue to leave this month's up, but for future videos, if you're wanting to join the Monday classes, you can book them. The first one's free, it's up on Eventbrite, and then after that they just go on to, they're obviously up for the Patreon members. I go live for them, and they join via a separate link. So thank you, have a beautiful week. And if you're here for the first time, thank you for joining. Go check out some of the other stuff. There's a library of actual just normal meditations on the playlist Meditation Monday, which I've stopped doing now as I've taken over and been doing more of the qigong on a weekly basis. But there's over 200 videos there for you, Reiki sessions, light language sessions, and stuff that can help in whatever capacity you feel you need at the time. Thank you.